You know this person? Well, yeah, of course you do. That's why you clicked on this video as well, so she's kind of big on the internet. But do you know, almost on a daily basis, she sent death threats from people online and possibly even her own classmates? And at some point, something even worse and unimaginable happened. And for what reason? Well, let's find out and ask, why is JellyBean so hated on the internet?
Your voice.
Now, in a majority of these type of commentary videos, it is just some random dude with royalty-free music playing something like Overwatch and is just bombarding her with negative comments and just for not being their cup of tea. But I can assure you, I didn't play Overwatch. I'm not going to be criticizing JellyBean in this video, and in fact, try and take a neutral perspective. JellyBean is a YouTuber with just under 2 million subscribers, and mainly posts content that are like 1 minute long YouTube shorts, which are just PNG YouTube Minecraft videos, with her interacting with her community and doing things like Q&As, which isn't the most original, but hey, what's the big deal? JellyBean does have a clean record and hasn't done anything controversial, like say any racial slurs or be homophobic. In fact, she is bisexual, so there isn't really anything to be mad at her about, right? Well, you'd be wrong for some odd reason. With these videos dedicated on clowning JellyBean and nicknames for her like Jelly Mid, which is dumb since mid is literally short for middle, so you're not even saying she's bad. But that's besides the point. All this stuff may seem pretty harmless and only sound like a bunch of children being petty, and you'd be right, but it's this seed that later festered into a storm of negativity. I have TikTok, and at one point my entire FYP is just filled with edgy music, saying stuff like touch grass with these weird ass skeletons, or something really just cancerous. And obviously, in these hate trains, there are people that just take it too far. And that started with the people who just send constant death threats to an influencer. In this case, it's JellyBean. Now, JellyBean maturely ignored them and kept posting her content, but at some point it was just getting hard to ignore, with people at her own school even turning on her for TikTok clout and trying to leak her face and spread lies about how she really acts. Someone had gone so far and wide to leak her entire personal information, including her face, and her whole family's personal info as well. That's right, her whole family's personal info. The people that have done absolutely nothing wrong have been punished for someone else's doing that they didn't even deserve a punishment for. And guess what? People backed it. Luckily, of course there are people who had a spine and publicly said that this wasn't okay and is going too far. But that wasn't enough to stop this hate train that was fueled with enough fuel for America to probably start another war. And this hate is still ongoing and thriving. Maybe not as much as it was at its peak before, you know, her personal information was leaked, but it's still ongoing. Now, all this information and all this terrible stuff happened to remind you because she was a loud equals funny YouTuber and people found her annoying. That's right. It isn't a few challenged people doing it as well, it's hundreds of thousands of people doing this for fun. And the same people doing this are probably the same people that would get mad at Dreamstands for doing the same thing to people who disagree with them. And if you compare the situations, they're both the same thing. People shared different thoughts and it turned into a war zone. Now, I'm going to end it off here since I want to keep this video short, like normally, and simple. But I hope some people watching this video can learn something from it. JellyBean has done nothing wrong, and probably won't ever. Therefore, the things happening to her aren't justified. And hey, if you see a comment on a video with something saying like, oh, JellyBean mid, clown emoji, beat them at their own game, and say something like L plus ratio plus you're a toddler or something. I don't know. And with all this, I bid you farewell.